As the voice of the cattle industry in Washington, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association is making a difference for cattle producers. Every day, the staff in D.C. work on a number of policy and regulatory issues that could impact the U.S. beef industry. We've got an update on what's happening in Washington in this week's Beltway Beef Spotlight.
2020 is off to a great start. On January 1st, we saw the implementation of the U.S.-Japan trade deal, and that takes our tariff from 38.5% down to 9% in just a few years. Now U.S. beef producers are on a level playing field in our #1 export market. Also on January 1st, we saw the implementation of new access to the European Union. Now U.S. beef producers have duty-free access to 35,000 metric tons of high-quality beef, and that's an important development for our industry. But probably the most significant thing to happen in a long time was the signing of a U.S.-China trade deal. Now with the signing of that agreement, and here in just a few short weeks, we're going to see a lot of those non-tariff trade barriers that have been applied to U.S. beef, those are going to start to come off. Restrictions on things like the use of hormones, the requirements on traceability, and also those BSE restrictions that have limited our ability to reach growing demand in the Chinese market. China represents 1.4 billion consumers, with a middle class that's bigger than the entire U.S. population. And now that we have fair and competitive access to that market, China will be a top export market for us in just a few years. And another key victory for NCBA was Senate passage of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. With a vote of 89-10, the Senate overwhelmingly supported a trade deal that solidifies our competitive advantage here in North America. We now get to hold on to the duty-free, unrestricted access that we've had to Canada and Mexico under NAFTA, and it brings NAFTA into the 21st century. This is a tremendous victory for NCBA and for the U.S. beef industry, and it could not have been possible without our dues-paying members like you.